A Pekin-based maintenance company is opening a new training facility that they hope will bring more skilled workers to Central Illinois. Taylor Fleming got an early sneak peek at the building before its official opening date. Taylor.
Lizzie, according to Indeed, statewide, the average salary for a maintenance technician is $27 an hour. If someone works 40 hours a week for a year, they would earn around $56,000. This new facility is aimed at training people to work with electrical systems, building maintenance, and more. Pekin-based company Manufacturing Maintenance Solutions is opening a new training facility soon after outgrowing their old training building. But executives say they don't want it to only benefit their company. The North Pekin building has classrooms and real-world equipment setups for their training classes. They plan to expand the project over time to train skilled laborers throughout the region, with new training programs starting this year.
There's an extreme need for this type of labor out there right now. The manufacturing areas are growing, and we need to be able to support those areas.
MMS plans to work with Illinois Central College and schools in the area to recruit people. Executives gave Congressman Darren LaHood a tour Friday, since they are seeking Department of Labor grants for the facility.
Not every young person is going to go to a four-year university or go to college, and there are really good opportunities in our trades to do very, very well and make a great living.
MMS also wanted to discuss programs for hiring veterans. They are planning to work with SkillBridge, a federal program that helps veterans find employment shortly after they are discharged.
It's a difficult process, and a great deal of our people that work for us are veterans, and we understand how difficult that can be.
After graduating, the people they train could work with MMS or one of its partners like Liberty Steel and Caterpillar. The official grand opening for the building is March 25th. Long-term goals for the program are to expand to new areas like robotics. Lizzie.